Hello, and welcome back to Monster Train. Yeah, it's a normal afternoon episode, don't worry. Not 2 a.m. and I'm not coming off of 3 hours of recording, so we're gonna have a regular episode today. I hope. It is Primordium. Very exciting. I am looking forward to a little Primordium action, I gotta say. Very fun champion. It's another Stygian run. I'm telling you, I've played after this one. I'm gonna go into the if I remember, I'm gonna go into the run history. I've played so much Stygian today, or like in the last few days. I have no complaints. I love playing Stygian. However, I'm rotating through clans and I just keep getting Stygian. It's crazy. However, let's begin, shall we? Umbra, Stygian, both exile, explosive sigil Daedalus, Rage Arcus, Patient Seraph, Pack Morsels, Ice Tornado, and Ember Cache. Cool. Fine start. And my monitor's not in the right spot. Hold on. There we go. That looks better. Let's see. Let's crack it open. We got Mask of Penumbra, Token of a Traitor. A lot of the time, Mask of Penumbra is going to be good. We're going to look for a Wretch for Primordium, and then we're going to look for Morsel Miners only in the Wretch, so we're not going to play a ton of Morsels, but we'll be playing it every time. So that's a longer term pickup. And Draw is good. I do like Token of a Traitor because it gives us early game power, for sure. However, Draw is good. Yes. I'm actually gonna close my windows. It's cold and it's probably gonna be loud outside. Something I should have done before the episode began, but you know. Who cares? Let's get to it. Aggressive edible, of course, if we see it. If we don't see it, well, we see it. So I'm just gonna pick it. I really think that if you're struggling with Primordium, if you're having trouble with Umbra Exile, just click aggressive edible more often. If you have to choose between the other two, you probably, I guess you go Stalwart Snack? More buffet? I don't know. I'm not really sure because I just keep getting aggressive edible. It's the good one. Plink makes this combat not so scary. Ice Tornado too. Like, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7. The problem is just we need Primordium to power up a Train Steward, and if I take this trial, there's a chance the Train Steward Primordium powers up just gets sniped. Let me think about it. 22 cards will draw 5 per turn, Primordium turn 1. We got 3 turns to hit. It's probably fine. This is where you go, oh, if only we had Token of a Traitor, because if we had Token of a Traitor, this would be guaranteed. Easy trial. I'm gonna agree, the unit draft is nice. We can see something that's basically game defining right out the gate. Ah, yes. Good. See what our draw is. Another deadweight is probably the best thing we could draw there. Hitting another Plink is kind of awkward. Hitting a deadweight there is probably the best thing, because now we don't hit a deadweight later. Yeah, we should be good now. From this position, we should feel, yeah, pretty confident, I would say. Another Plink. Thanks, Plink. Very cool. I mean, this is the problem with Plink right here, is it's way too good into combats like this. This is the sort of run where you go, man, well, Plink is just busted, right? You see this combat with Plink as your first impression, and you go, wow, Plink's an insane card, right? The answer is, in the correct circumstances, yes, Plink is a good card. However, in alternative circumstances where you do not see any 1 health enemies, Plink is something that you would prefer to not see. However, you know, sometimes it just does that for you as well, so I guess Plink is pretty good. And now this combat is just free money. And we can just press end turn. I can foregone power, I guess, if I want to. It doesn't matter, we won. I'm glad I took the trial. The draw order was good enough. There were draw orders that could have been bad enough, but over 3 turns, it's really hard to see it, I think. And Umbra Assault is good. And Umbra Assault's just good, basically. Crystallis, I mean, every single Stygian run with Crystallis is better, and these are good choices. Yeah, these are interesting. So we have an Umbra banner coming up next to the steel shop. I think Crucible Warden's really strong here. It's good into Patient Seraph, of course. It's also good into Arcus. And it goes well with Aggressive Edible Primordium because he can take the multi-strike from the shop if we see it. Yeah, I think it's good. We'll look for a Titan Sentry as well because he's also very good, but this is a plan. Like, I don't know if it gets much better than this. The only thing that even kind of comes close is Allied Construct, but Allied Construct also has the fuel problem. Fuel plus Plink is tough to swing. Not impossible, but it's a little tough. I'll just take that. Now, I've been thinking, let's take a look at our... Okay. I was thinking maybe with Plink you might want to go Magic Shop if there's a better banner over there. However, we want to look hard for multi-strike at this point. If we see it here, it's just over. Not too bad. What I should do, actually, so I have 150. If I roll this, I'll have 90. I think I should roll this just in case we see multi-strike at 100 gold. Right? If we do, then we can skip this banner, get multi-strike, and we basically win the game. And I don't really care much about these. Yeah, that's fine. Giving Crucible Warden plus 25 is fine. I'm not going to want to give him Large Stone, because Large Stone's going to make it awkward for the setup. Plus 25 is fine. He doesn't need attack because he has Primordium buffing him. And Shadow Eater, not great here. Crucible Warden we already have. That's a skip, and that's fine. We're going forward here. We're looking okay. We're going to just be searching every single steel shop for a multi-strike. I'm willing to just take trials for money right now. This trial won't kill us. Our boy has 45 health, so he won't get one shot. And we have Plinks, as well as other such good things for us here. It just takes 15, it doesn't matter. Ember Cash. I guess I should save Pyre health here. By hitting one of these, because in theory I can clear this whole floor. Hitting one of these saves Pyre health. There's a case to be made for hitting one of these guys down here to save the damage shield. Or I guess save the health on the boy. But he should be supercharged, and we should also hit like Plank or Ice Tornado. One of either of those, or both. And we just wipe this floor out. Excellent. Yeah. And now, like, that's the only part that's scary, right there. Well, this is a little scary as well, I should say. These enemies can be problematic, I suppose. Play it like this so that I can eat one rubble morsel here. A little bit better. And then I think we're good now. Yeah, I think we're fine. I'll crack open the packed morsels. Just take the health. He doesn't really need lifesteal, although lifesteal would be fine. It really doesn't matter, is the thing. Like, from this position, we're pretty much... Like, it's... 50-44 is enough with no extras to kill this floor. And we have things to make the floor easier. Yeah. Look at that. You see, and sometimes Plink acts like that, and you go, wow, Plink is really good. Why would anyone talk shit? I was just talking about this in my Discord a little while ago, so that's why I'm talking about Plink so much. It is an interesting card. 6 damage for 75 gold is acceptable. Mind Collapse is good. Yeah, Mind Collapse is good. Targeted damage is nice. Probably just second Crystallis, right? If I could pick both of these, I would probably take both of them. However, since I can't, I'll just take another Crystallis. And I think we have a Magic Shop and an Umbra Banner, or an Artifact and a heal. The Umbra Banner is pretty worthless. I'm not going to pick Morsel Master. Probably not picking Morsel Maker. Yeah, so what our plan here is going to be is we're going to go to the Stygian banner to hopefully find one of the 3 Stygian options to kill backline. And we're going to find a multi-strike for Crucible Warden. Crucible Warden plus Primordium with multi-strike will kill double heavies for us. The numbers work out, right? If you don't believe me, baseline 20, it'll be plus 60, he'll do 80. That won't kill double heavies on its own, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4... 5 in a pinch cards that can help out, as well as a few morsels along the way, and then 120 he'll go to 140, same thing. It's pretty close, and we have Stygian help. So it's fine to just power up our spells to more or less guarantee the heavy plan, and then just look for a Stygian unit to kill backline. We don't want to spend all of our money here, though, because we do not get more... We get 50 gold from Daedalus. We want to have enough money to roll and still be able to guarantee it, so we want to go in there with about 180. I think the highest an option can be is 125, maybe. So I will buy a +20 consume for Plink, and then we won't roll this shop and we won't purge a card. Now, Morsel Maker, I said I wouldn't take, however, it is worth considering Morsel Maker. There's flexibility in Morsel Maker. So after we feed, first of all, we can just put him on the floor with Primordium Crucible Warden, and that's 2 morsels per round. After Primordium dies, that stops being valuable. However, the other thing we can do with Morsel Maker is use him as a tank in case we see Cold Kalia or Icy Siliphyte, which is really good, actually. Yeah, that's really good. I'm gonna do that. It's good for this combat, just to give free morsels, I guess, and then in the future he becomes a good tank as well. Assuming we pick up one of those. If we don't pick up one of those, then we just throw them away. Umbra consumable for Space Prism is almost always the right choice here. Even though we don't hit it, and I'm not going to pick pack morsels, it's still correct to click it. And that's 10 more gold, if nothing else. 10 more gold isn't bad. I feel good about this run. I think that we can convert this run into a win pretty easily. I feel like we have the pieces. The Stygian banner giving us Shark is best, or one of the 2 sweepers is also acceptable. We have the line in position for it. And we're just on our way, basically. Now, am I gonna play Morsel Maker up here, or am I gonna do the morsels myself? I gotta tell you, I don't think it matters. I'm pretty sure that it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna do the morsels myself, is my final answer. I'm just gonna not play him here, and that's fine. But I really don't think it matters that much. Thank you, Plink. Doing the morsels myself, I guess, is a little risky because it's, you know, it's Plink, but this is a combat with a lot of clergy. So there should always be something for me to Plink, and also we have Antumbra Assault, we have also pack morsels. I can pick up another Gorger with our morsel generation here. Play this down here. I don't know what I would take, I guess. Like maybe... What Gorger would I take here? Huh. I don't know. Packed morsels. These are good. Lifesteal Morsel's probably the weakest one for us here, but it doesn't really matter. He's big. Like, he'll kill Daedalus for sure. What would I pick here? I don't know. It's a tough one. We're pinging off a bunch of these guys instead of dealing with the bomb because I don't really care about the bomb hitting. And pinging off these guys saves damage shield. Each one of these that dies saves 2 damage shield, where each one of these or saving the bomb only saves 1, basically. I guess, like, I might actually... I don't really feel like I need Allied Construct. This is the interesting thing. I don't know if I need another Gorger. It just kind of gets messy if I take another unit here, I think. Well, I probably won't. Really. Which is fine as well. 21. Oh, I can kill him, yeah. That's good, because again, it saves 1 damage shield for what it's worth. It's not worth much. We have 8. We're good. Daedalus is no chance. However. Cool. We're looking for, of course... Oh, Gifts for a Guard. Yeah, that's good. With Plink, that's cool. Mind Collapse. I have a bunch of cards here that are fine to buff up with Gifts for a Guard. And if we pick up something that's good to be playing a lot, it can even just be Crystallis. We can plan around that with gifts. I like that. Trample Stone's also worth talking about there, but Gifts is just really strong. Gifts has proven itself a lot lately. Siliphyte's easy. Or, not easy. Interesting. Siliphyte is interesting. Why is Siliphyte interesting? Well, let me tell you. There is a chance. So, of the 3 options, I think Siliphyte is second best. Yeah, I'll just click it. Siliphyte's just good. And then we're still going to see the other banner. If we see the shark, we probably just pick it and then throw away Morsel Maker. And I'm just taking draw here. So, I haven't really given... You know what? I should bring back the discussion series. I think I might try... I'm probably going to bring back the Monster Train discussion series because there's a lot of stuff that I feel like I could talk about. Something interesting to talk about is what enhancement do you take? This is something that no one really asks me, but, you know... Let me walk you through basically how every single one of these decisions pans out in my mind right now. So, if I were playing this game on pure instinct, I would auto-click draw every single time. But first, I look at all of this and I go, okay, so we have some 3 costs, we have an X cost, we have the Morsel Maker. There's some good reasons to take energy here. More space is also nice. We have a lot of morsel generation that leads to more feeding of Crucible Warden. However, when you get right down to it, instead of doing those things, I can just click draw and then draw more cards. And like this is the thing, right? I guess this is how you can look at it, right? Fell's Remorse is good on turns where we hit like Gifts, Crystallis, Ice Tornado, an X cost card, right? It's good on those turns. It really is. It's like, oh man, thank God we took that. But then every now and then you have a turn where it's like, oh, dead weight, Foregone Power, Ember, Cash, Crucible Warden, right? And you go like, wow, this 4 energy is worthless. Same thing with Light of Seraph. We have a lot of turns where oh wow, I generated like 6 morsels this turn, but I only can play 3 of them in spaces that matter. It'd be really cool to play 1 more morsel here, wouldn't it? Sure, absolutely. It'd be really cool. However, there are also turns where we draw, again, like Foregone Power, Deadweight, Crucible Warden, Gifts, right? Even that turn would be okay for energy, but not so much for space, right? That turn is like, oh, who cares about the space here, right? You pick draw, it doesn't matter what you draw. You just draw 1 more card and you go, hey, this hand has 1 more card in it. I have 1 more choice every single turn. I guess that's the core of it, right? Situationally, from turn to turn, the value of +1 energy shifts a lot, and the value of +1 space shifts a lot. The value of +1 draw is constant. It's always going to be good. Like, it's always good to draw more cards. Occasionally, it's good to have more energy. Occasionally it's good to have more space, but it's always good to draw more cards. Which is essentially why I just click draw so much. There is a point, it's really, honestly, even in runs where I'm playing like Wendelton and I'm pulling 5 or 6 cards a turn, right? Like I'm pulling 7 cards baseline and then I'm drawing up to 10 with the stings and the wilt root seeds. I still am okay with taking even more draw because it's just like, yeah, I don't need this, but also it's still good. That's the only time where you'll have situationally useful draw, though, instead of always useful. Endless +10 +25. Yo, if we see a shark here. Ah, wrong shark. Okay, so Morsel Master is staying because I think he's a little better than Shark here. Why is he a little better, you may be wondering? And the answer is just because he's already here. We already have Morsel Maker. He's already ready to go. So I don't have to spend a removal on him. And yeah, I'm not super worried about him like missing draw. Like, oh wow, I didn't hit my correct hits, right? Oops, I didn't draw well. It's not super bad if it happens. We're going to go ahead and give him a +25. He's going to act as a tank. A +10 on Sillified is not a bad idea. Yeah, +10 is... Let's think about it, right? What do we want in our perfect world? We need Quick, and we need her to kill Shadewings in one before they attack, basically. Although, Morsel Maker basically... Fun fact, Morsel Maker as a tank hard counters Seraph the Patient, I think. Does he? Yeah, because he's always going to have the morsels in front of him to take the melee weakness. What a crazy strong tank for Seraph the Patient. Wow. How about it? If we see anything like morsels gain damage shield or chain of gems too, it's even crazier. He's a really strong tank, as it turns out. But, so the Sillifight can take a large stone reasonably well, and she can take Quick really well. Basically, when I click the reroll button, there's always something good here. We don't need to worry about space for her, because even at 3 space, Morsel Maker's a 1 space tank. Yeah, so we just roll this, because I don't care about the +10. Quick, cool, fine, acceptable. Quick is probably the worst thing to see first, because we can't, like, she's just kind of weak right now. Let's look at our map. Magic shop. So we don't see another steel shop until right before Arcus, which is a shame. Yeah, it's not great. I didn't... I do... If we don't see large stone, we just give her a +10 or a +5, +10. It doesn't matter. And she doesn't need to kill backline right now. Another +25 into Morsel Maker is acceptable as well. And yeah. We're going to take our removals now. Train Steward's really bad. We don't have great space for Train Steward. And after that, it's probably Foregone Power. We don't have as high of a priority to remove spells because Gifts for a Guard exists. Basically, like, spell removal isn't as bad, or isn't as big of a deal. And we have... The outline of this run is very simple now. We have Crucible Warden plus Primordium to kill heavies and also bosses. We have spells to smooth out the heavies, and then we have Siliphyte to kill the backline. We now just move towards executing on that plan. Cursed combat would be pretty rough here. This combat is fine. Is it? It should be fine, yeah. Multi-strike's a little weird. And this is a combat where 9-2 spawn behind the boss. However, your boy, Morsel Maker, very strong. I'm willing to click this trial. I think it should be fine. I'm pretty sure they should be able to handle it. So our setup here is pretty straightforward, more or less. Because the space loss, wherever it goes, it doesn't matter. We just play Siliphyte here, play Primordium. We should see the draw first. I should have seen the draw first. Oh well. It doesn't matter. No, 6 and 5. This is worth 1 more than it costs you. And I could put a morsel up here with packed morsels. I may as well. That's fine. The only thing that can be concerning here is not hitting Crucible. Like, we can miss Crucible Warden on turn 2. Like, if we always draw all of our units turn 2, this run is basically free. However... Oh, hey, we fed her a morsel. Wait, so yeah, Morsel Maker drawing second after Siliphyte's really good, because then we can feed her an attack morsel for these upcoming rounds. Cool. Didn't even think of that. And then with the spell weakness, we can clear out heavies. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's pretty good here. 21 times, or it'd be what, 42 times 2? Look at that. Who would even in their right mind complain about Blink? Am I right? I'm right. Oh, she's quick, so the 9-2 dice, of course. That's really strong. That's really, really good. I didn't even think of it. But it's very good. And yeah. From here we have a pretty... It's... The thing... I think that Primordium is one of the stronger of the new champions, just because it's such a straightforward line from start to finish with him. The excess stuff over here is pretty, like, hit or miss, I guess, but... As soon as we saw Crucible Warden, I was like, yeah, okay, so now we have a pretty clear path to killing Seraph. The only thing that you can say negative towards him, and this is a pretty big negative, is that it really hurts if you miss that that multi-strike. Like, it's gonna really hurt if we miss multi-strike here. I gotta say. It's all defensives. Morsels behind or in front. You know, we do this song and dance a lot. Putting morsels in front of Crucible Warden saves 1. Putting morsels behind Crucible Warden saves 1. Or, yeah, you get it. He always is it's always the same. You can see though, the spell weakness plus the spells was very important for cleaning up these heavies. We have about the spell density you would want to see here. We have 4... honestly, if you count Blink, which with spell weakness I guess you can, we have like 5... acceptable power level kill spells out of 28 cards, which thins down once you get through to 20 cards. When we draw 6 per turn, we can reasonably expect to hit at least 1 of these kill spells per turn, which is a strong spot to be in for sure. I feel good about this run. I don't know what else to tell you here. There's not a whole lot. Like, and then also we have Gifts, which can just turn any spell into a good kill spell here. Ice Tornado, get him. Didn't even need him. I think the strongest runs are when your boss killing plan, like you have a boss killing plan and you don't even need it. I'll take Titan's Claws. Occasionally that becomes better. Engine upgrade's really nice here. Yeah, we have a 4 that's going to be free for that. Preserve? Preserve's good. Is it? Yeah, it's okay with Gifts. There's a lot of cards that it's pretty good with. I'm willing to give up 1 draw for it. I guess it's like you give up 1 to 2 draws for it, but it's fine. We go left. Removals, artifacts. Don't have the money for anything good from the trinket shop. We don't need anything out of an event. It's not commemorative spike. Now you might be thinking, oh hey, like commemorative spike, right? Here's the thing about commemorative spike here, and why commemorative spike is always bad. There's a situation that can occur, which is, to be fair, it's not extremely likely. However, it can happen, where we take commemorative spike, morsel miners get played on each floor, turn 1, top 4 loses space, and we have Crucible Warden Primordium in hand. Now we have to move our entire plan down to 4-2, and then we gotta try and fit Silliphite 4-1. It's very messy. With how we have it set up right now, even no matter where we lose space, it doesn't matter. We just give up on 1 morsel feeding on the top 4, which shouldn't make a big difference. Now, also interesting to note, Infused Mallet's bad here. Well, is Infused Mallet bad here? Let me think about this. Infused Mallet is bad if, and only if, the next combat is the Sycophant combat. But it's bad if it's Sycophant combat and the trial is armor, but then if the trial is armor, it won't snipe anyone. Yeah, okay, it's fine. Normally it's bad because of 4 or 5 Sycophants of Seraph or Harvesters of Death, because especially Sycophants of Seraph, if it randomly procs on like 2 of the Sycophants, the damage your 4 takes spikes like crazy on the seconds, on like all of the waves. However, with Quick Silliphite, she wipes the floor before that would matter anyway. So it doesn't matter. Permafrost. Permafrost -1 gifts is cool. We do want to make sure we have money going into the steel shop, of course, to roll. I will just leave them. I'll just give it a -1, basically. We have Permafrost in the deck in the form of Preserve. I'm not going to spend my money on that. And then 2 removals. Goodbye, Train Steward. You could see Train Steward in the last one, right? Because we didn't take energy, it's just impossible to play Train Steward. Oh yeah, the other good thing about Permafrost, or not Permafrost, but Preserve, is we have Titan's Claws. Now this one's an interesting one. Let me take a sip of my drink here and give this a thought. I am having a soda today, not just water. The switch up. What do you think about this one? Spell Shield 2, huh? So, we saw in the last combat how good Spell Shield was for us. That is to say, very good. Or not Spell Shield, but spell damage. It's a big part, right? Plink is completely worthless with the Spell Shields. It's close, put it like that. It depends a lot on the draw order. And I think that putting it up on an it's close, it depends on the draw order sort of situation. I'd rather just not take the trial. We don't need the money. Yeah, this is one of the draw orders that would be pretty tough here, I imagine. Oh, if I Largestone Silliphite... yeah, I probably don't want a Largestone Silliphite now that I look at this. Like, now that I see it right here, Largestone Silliphite's probably pretty bad. You don't get a draw for Mask of Penumbra from Morsel Maker, huh? That's weird. Largestone Silliphite's probably bad, although we may end up taking space on this run as well, so maybe it's fine. Hard to say. But yeah, we would have some trouble with some 9-2s, basically. And this is basically this is the draw order that would make me pause on this as a trial take, right? Oh yeah, also if, right, I can just completely miss Primordiums. I can just lose Primordium on one of these rounds if I'm not watching it. That's important to note as well. Oh, the 9-2 down here died. Cool. So I'm just gonna aim for gifts to combo this Master of Light out here. That's all. We preserve the gifts for the proper turn to combo out the big threat, which is going to be next turn. And we don't care what cards get consumed as long as he's dead. And it doesn't really matter. Now are there worlds where we miss this? I mean, if it hits like triple foregone power, it can be bad. Yeah, one Ice Tornado is all we needed, though. One Ice Tornado, one Plink. Although Plink doesn't quite do it. It didn't have to be Ice Tornado. We could have also done it with this Ice Tornado, but I wanted to play cards this turn that weren't Ice Tornado. Huh. Cool, Plink. Very cool. Crack a Packed Morsels. There are some bad hits in here, though, for sure. Some negative cards. I think I maybe had enough energy to play the Ice Tornado there. I don't know, I wasn't looking. This turn isn't supposed to look this way. Probably a good idea to burn burn those pack morsels when we draw them from here on, just to make sure that we don't hit them on an important gifts turn, but also do we care about important gifts turns? It's hard to say. Yeah, this is a good combat for Crucible Warden. As well, we'll just give him a few more of these. 54 was it? It's 13, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you do get some hits in here. Okay, so we hold the gifts. My man has a lot of health, right? It's 2 hits, but it's still worth it to hold the gifts, right? Because now we can gifts into, yeah, Crystallis, as an example. Just pop a ton of health off of this boss. Cool. Excellent. Okay, so we're gonna go to a steel shop. We're gonna see one of the cards we need. Like, we don't need to add anything else to this deck. This deck can kill Seraph. We just need upgrades from our shops. If there's something exceptional that pops up, we'll take it, but we don't need anything. We just go to every steel shop until we see multi-strike. That's quick. We just have to roll for it. And we're gonna take a +10 instead of a... Yeah. Okay, now we're done. Now we basically... It's not guaranteed, but it's about as close as it could be. This is the end of having to go to steel shop, so now we just get to get the gravy magic shop upgrades from here on. We get to path without having to think about shops, which is nice. Wait, health for an artifact here? Wing steel? So, if you remember from after Daedalus, I think that I can boil it down to draw good. Yeah. Okay. I've pieced it together. Drawing cards is good. I think I figured it out. This is the sweep combat as well. Looming Shattering. Sweep combat. We just want to hit Crucible Warden quickly, like within 2 turns ideally, and he should be able to fully... I don't think anything happens until... let's go through it here. Yeah, let's go through what we're drawing with. Play Primordium up here, play Plink, and then Morsel Maker. No, I play the other Plink just in case. Okay. Oh god, I'm so stupid. I try to be too smart, and instead I am a fool. Excellent. Okay. It's okay. Don't worry. I'm just having my... Wait, is this not Rage? No, this is Rage. It has to be. It has to be Rage. It can't not be. I'm willing to just gift this. Fine. I play Pack Morsels so that we don't hit it in the future off of gift. I'll just preserve the consumed Crystallis, I think, here. And then maybe it's actually better to play it this way, because we can give attack to the Siliphyte here. Yeah, I think it might be okay. Maybe not better necessarily, but it's not bad. I did also just take a curse for no reason. I honestly thought that was... I didn't even think about it, is what happened. I didn't even consider what that was. Didn't even cross my mind what that enemy was. Here's target number 1. Can I get this fed to Siliphyte? Let's see. This is after this combat, we definitely take energy though. This is like, now we're to a point where we can always make use of draw. Or not always, but we can always make use of energy. We have turns where it's like, oh man, I wish I had a little more energy here. Right, so now we can always make good use of it. And it's good to... because we just have so much draw. Oh, my bad, I thought this was upgraded. That is my mistake. But no, we're okay. Honestly, it might be okay to play Morsel Maker second, but we don't need the attack in the Scylla fight anymore, so it's not that strong either. Probably better just to take the Hellborn Harvest. We do have 4 energy though. Going to 5 energy is... how is it? Fine? The realistic answer there is it's okay. Oh. I can, I guess, just blink, but we don't really need it. Just do it like this, it's fine. Double heavy is the only thing we even have to consider as a threat, so we may as well consider it a threat. Blooming. We don't actually have any incants built into the deck, so it's not that big of a deal. We can burn like 3 foregone powers or a plink here. Yeah, these are just good to get out for sure. Plan around the looming. Something interesting is, I wonder... we're going to learn something here real quick. So let's play Ice Tornado down here. Okay. I wonder if these will have their cost increased. Let's play out this card. They do not. That is good to know. Why does that happen that way? It's because these have had their cost enhanced to 0. The way that the changing of costs of spells happens is the increase is applied and then any enhancements are applied. So this works the same way with Volatile Gauge, where if you give a card a +1 in Volatile Gauge, that +1 happens, then the cost randomization happens, and then any cost reductions happen is the order of events. And now we can basically confirm that by looking at what we see here, where these still cost 0 even though we just incanted the hand. If I were to press end turn, this would stay at 0. This, even though it had its cost upped to 1, it stays at 0. Not a whole lot of practical use for that knowledge, but it is good to know in the niche circumstances where you need to know it, I suppose. So, hey, you learned something. Don't say these videos aren't informational, am I right? I mean, you can, I won't be offended. It's just interesting, I think, is all. Yeah, with smart usage of gifts, we've thinned this deck out to just good spells as well. I don't need 2 gifts right now. It's kind of hard to make use of Mask of Penumbra since our morsel generation isn't good. I think we're guaranteed to hit gifts, right? No, not necessarily guaranteed, but it's pretty close. It doesn't matter. I mean, look at Top Floor Boy. The one thing to note though is we do not hit many. Like, he actually. Oh, look at Top Floor Boy. Hey, wait a minute. We're okay. I just have to not play my cards out in a bad way. I can't actually generate many morsels right now is the interesting thing. Yeah, look at this. It's okay. I think. Oh, maybe it's not okay. I don't have the morsel gen. Perhaps my overconfidence will be my defeat. Play this, because it can hit gifts, and then it's really good. Did I just discard and draw the same card off of that? Oh yeah, I'm dead, aren't I? Wow. What an interesting win, or loss rather. So, I skipped a grovel that I needed to take there. That's interesting. I was really confident in this run too, but I needed to be focused a little more on, I guess, Antumbra assaulting the 4/1s so that I could turn those into morsels on the top floor. Huh. How about it? So probably play Morsel Maker turn 1 and take the number of morsels I'm generating a little more seriously, because usually we're generating so many morsels that it doesn't matter, but I burned those pack morsels to free up space and gifts for a guard, and then just didn't generate enough damage shield. I didn't even look at it up there because I was busy looking at how the gifts for a guard combo worked out. I was thinking about that. It's an interesting one. Really, really interesting way to lose it. Yeah. That's just my mistake. What really happened here also is this is the first run of Primordium where I haven't seen Wretch, and I'm used to just not even having to think about playing morsels because I just play so many through Wretch. I actually have to think about Primordium more than the smallest amount, which is good to know, I suppose. Gotta put more than the baseline amount of thinking into Primordium. Alright. Cool. This run was definitely, like, no doubt in my mind we could have won this, but it happens. We can take away from this, pay closer attention to your actual stacks on the top floor. Don't just stare at mid floor all game, I guess. I didn't look until it was way too late that we only had 1 damage shield. Cool. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.